This is the third part of our lesson on finding the equation of a line from 2 points. So our question here says, determine the equation of the line that has an x-intercept of -12 and a y-intercept of 3. So because we are being asked to find the equation is y equals mx plus b, we need to know m and b, which are the slope and the y-intercept. So I need to find the slope, and I also need to find the y-intercept. And together, we can use those to make an equation. Now, do I know the slope? No, I do not. But I do actually know the y-intercept. They told me the y-intercept is 3. So underneath y-intercept, I'm just going to go ahead and say that the y-intercept is 3. That was given to me in the question. But I still need to figure out the slope. Now, they technically have told us 2 points. They just don't look like the kind of points we're used to seeing. So instead of giving me a specific point, it says the x-intercept is -12 and the y-intercept is 3. So that x-intercept of -12 is actually the point -12 and 0. So on a graph, make a little tiny graph here, if I have an x-intercept at -12, that would be all the way over here. This would be the point -12 and 0 because it's sitting on the x-axis and it hasn't moved up or down. Now the y-intercept of 3 would have a y value of 3, but the x value, it hasn't moved left or right, would just be 0. So this y-intercept is the point 0 and 3. So they were a little bit in disguise, but they did actually tell us 2 points. We have the point -12 and 0 and 3. So you can always draw them out if you need to, but I always just remember if it's the x-intercept, this is the x part, the other part's a 0. And for the y-intercept, that's the y part, and the other part's a 0. So to calculate slope, we can use our formula. It says m, slope, equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Every point has an x and a y coordinate. So our first point here is x and y. Our second point here is x and y. And then it's up to you to choose which one is point 1. I'm going to make this point 1. And which one is point 2. I'm going to make this point 2. So y2 for me is 3. Take away y1, which is 0. x2 is 0. Take away x1, ooh, -12. Well, 3 take away 0 is just 3. Minus minus turns into a plus, so I end up with 0 plus 12. If you have trouble with your integer rules, just use your calculator if you need to. 0 plus 12 is 12. So I get 3 divided by 12. Does 3 divided by 12 work out evenly? No, it's a decimal. So I want to leave it as a fraction. If I can reduce it, I will. So I'm going to ask myself, do 3 and 12 have anything in common? And the answer is yes, they both divide by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my slope is the fraction 1 over 4. Now, normally I would move on and calculate that y-intercept, but they already gave it to me in the question. They said it was 3, so I don't have to calculate that. And now I can just jump to my line. So we do y equals mx plus b. I'm going to put 1 over 4 in for m, and then 3 in for b. So my final equation is y equals 1/4 times x plus 3. Okay, that's how you do an equation of a line from 2 points. Now it's your turn to go and do some practice.